Hi everybody, it's Zeke here from ironmanmode.com, and today we've got a video special. I'm going to be playing through Kerbal Space Program, the indie rocket ship game in which you can build and design your own rocket and do whatever you want. You can orbit the planet, you can go to the moon, you can go to the moon and try and get back, and that's what we're going to try and do today. I've never been very successful at getting to the moon and back, but we'll see how we get on. Now, just a bit of background. We play these games in Iron Man mode on the site, which means that if you die, that's it. You do not return to the game, you do not continue your blog, and that's the end of it. The blog for KSP over at the site has officially ended. I failed on a mission. My 3 Kerbal astronauts died. So we are not carrying that on anymore. I deleted the ship, I've removed that saved game. This, just to be clear, is a completely different session. This is me just playing for fun. I did say I wanted to make a KSP video, but I didn't get the opportunity during the blog. So this is just a special one-off and nothing really to do with Iron Man mode, but I wanted to do anyway. And this is the rocket that I made. In actual fact, I made this morning. It took me about an hour to put it together, and I tested it and it went well. Then the game crashed before I had the chance to actually save the rocket, so I've just messed around and built it all again from scratch since the design was fresh in my mind. So there we go. Let's head on out to the launch pad, and what we're trying to do is get over there, get to the moon. Got this great rocket, which I say is great, is wobbling a lot, so it's quite fragile, and we're going to try and get to the moon, land, and get back, which, like I say, I've never really been successful at. I've landed on the moon plenty of times, but I've not gotten back here. But to give myself an extra challenge, I actually want to land right here. I want to get back to the space station if at all possible. So we'll give that a shot. So when I return from the moon, assuming I land and stuff and get back off it okay, this is the point I'm going to be aiming for. The Kerbal Space Station. Space Center, I should say. So without further ado, we're going to set off. I'm going to talk a little bit about the game, my experiences with it, and how it all works for those that aren't familiar. And also, we've got a reaction cam. When things inevitably go wrong, I'm going to switch to this reaction cam, since I'm recording not only the game footage, but through the front of my Mac camera. It's recording my face. Got my astronaut hat on, which all good astronauts should never leave the planet without. And anyway, enough waffle, here we go. So I'm going to turn the guidance system off. No, I'm not. I'm going to turn it on because it's silly to turn that off. And yeah, so full throttle. I'm not going to do a countdown. I'm just going to go. 3, 2, 1, boom. Oh! Oh, so we just lost a bunch of those boosters. I don't know why they've fallen off, but they have. Never mind. We're going up anyway. I think we've got enough fuel anyway to complete the mission. These tanks are pretty huge. We've got these set of 5 main rockets with some powerful engines strapped to the bottom of them. They're what we call our first stage. They're going to get us above the atmosphere, where air resistance and gravity become less of a problem. Then we've got the second stage here, which is wobbling about like crazy. I'm a little bit worried this is going to snap off here. Never mind. And that's going to get us into orbit and get us to the moon. And then finally, up the top here, we've got our little lunar lander, which is going to land on the moon and also propel us back to the planet. So here we go. I've got to keep an eye on these fuel gauges, because once those run out, I'm going to want to ditch these rockets. So you wait when they're empty. 20,000 meters. We're going to start to tilt. Actually, I'm going to wait until these rockets are finished, lose them, and then start to tilt, because I know from experience this rocket design is a little bit unwieldy once you've got all this stuff on there. Oh! Oh, that's cool. I think it kind of snapped off just as we were about finished. So that's alright. Turn the guidance system off, manually tilt her over before we fire the second stage. We're at 50,000 feet, so that's a good time to kind of go horizontal and try and trade some of this vertical speed we've got going on for horizontal speed. Not so fast, and we're good. Lock that into place. And boosh! You can see there at the decoupler, which has flown off into the distance. I didn't actually use that. It just manually detached itself from the bottom stack, which was fortuitous. It happened then rather than earlier on, otherwise we could have had a real disaster on our hands. So we're going vertical. No, we're not. We're going horizontal. I tilt it down a bit because I'm raising in speed way too much. I want to keep it on a nice kind of even keel. And if you look at the map, what you can see here is it projects where you're likely to land. And we want to speed up so that this goes right the way around the planet, as it's starting to do, and we fall past the Earth into an orbit. That is what orbiting is. It's, as Terry Pratchett once said, the art of flying is jumping and then missing the ground. So with that in mind, we are slowing down massively. It's not good. Why am I slowing down? Above the atmosphere, my rockets are on full boost, so I should be speeding up if anything. Oh, there we go, there we go. So yeah, Kerbal Space Program. Let me just tell you a little bit about the game, just in case you don't already know of its existence or you haven't had the chance to play it. It is free, so if you like what you see with this Let's Play video, then do give it a go. It's not going to be free forever. It's currently in development. There's only, at the moment, the planet Kurth, as they call it, and the moon up there. There's a sun somewhere. Where's the sun? There it is. That's not actually an object, it's just a 0-point object that acts as a gravity well. And as the moon orbits the Earth orbits the sun, which is how it goes IRL. Now, like I say, it's in development at the moment, so there's not much to do. There's plenty of mods that players have created, which give you extra parts, such as the stuff that I've got on currently. The stock parts are a little bit lacking, but they're doing a great job of developing it. They've spent a long time just getting the physics engine right and representing Newtonian physics quite well. And they've done a cracking job of it. It's really, really good fun. And I look forward to them adding extra planets. They're going to do moon bases that you can build. I assume the stock part list is going to get a bit more exotic. And yeah, they're going to start charging for it as they get further in the development. But even as it stands currently, it's great fun, and I've wasted many hours just playing with this and messing around with rockets and designing various things. And finally settled on this design after finishing the Iron Man mode blog, which I'll put a link to that in the description. And came across this pretty sweet design. It's economical. It doesn't use a lot of fuel because it doesn't need to. And it's actually quite a light rocket. You see some other Let's Players, they've got gigantic stacks just to get to the moon. So I'm really happy with the efficiency of this one that I've designed. Despite losing it during that game crash, so far it seems to be handling exactly the same as it did before I lost the original. Yeah, and we're just going to increase its orbit. I'm going to speed it up a little bit because it's taking a while. Boom. As you can see, it's kind of widening here. Eventually we'll come full circle and we will be in orbit. I'm starting to fall a little bit, so hopefully my horizontal speed is going to increase before I actually get caught up in the atmosphere again and the wind or air resistance slows me down. Here we go, here we go. Yes, and we have orbit. Superb. Let's slow it down. Stop, in fact. Because we're in orbit, obviously we're never going to land back at Earth, we're just going to keep on circling it if I was to do nothing at all. Yeah, so this is my first ever Let's Play video. I wanted to do a video special a while back with the Kerbal Iron Man mode blog, but I died before that could happen. And I still really wanted to do one, but I don't often get the opportunity to do so. Either I'm working, I work a good 50, 60 hours a week, or my fiance's in the house and it's not fair on her to say, you know, shut up, I'm going to record a video. The floors are really thin in my house, so while I'm in the basement at the moment, up there she's usually watching the TV while I do geeky stuff, like lunar landing missions. But she's out today at a wedding fair, and she said, do you want to come to the wedding fair? And I said I would rather stab myself with a fork in the face. So I've got the house to myself. So yeah, anyway, the upshot of all that is, don't expect too many of these videos. I'm not that much of a confident person, and I don't really like trying to talk or do a monologue without having anyone bouncing off me. And, you know, with a blog, I prefer writing more so than doing the video stuff, so it will remain primarily a written blog. Except I was talking to Alawe of alawe.wordpress.com and the Gaming Goddess podcast. She's doing a bit of writing for us. She's covering Star Wars, The Old Republic, and that's going exceptionally well. And she's also, after we talked about it a bit, and she really wanted to get involved with the video kind of side of things, so I said go nuts, go crazy. And she did a brilliant first video, which I've just loaded up today, for BS Zelda, which is an obscure Zelda Chronicle game. And that went well, and we were talking about the various technicalities of doing it. Luckily I found this piece of software called ScreenFlow. It's only on the Mac as far as I understand, and it is just superb. It's recording my audio fine with zero messing around. I can edit it so that everything looks good on the screen. It's, like I say, it's got the capability of recording my face, so you can see what I'm doing while I'm playing. And it's all kind of built into the software. It's really low maintenance, doesn't use much RAM at all as far as I can tell. And I highly recommend it, although it is very expensive. It's like $80, if not more. I can't remember off the top of my head. But I've never come across a better screen recorder. Now. Oh, we're falling. This is the point at which I need to do my lunar burn. They recommend after the sun goes down past the horizon, then you should do a lunar burn, but I was too busy talking, and I missed that moment. So let me just flip back over. I'm very low. I should really be about 100,000 meters at this point, and I didn't realize that I was actually falling. So let's just go for the lunar burn and see what happens. Now, I'm going to speed up here, and what you can see is, because I'm speeding up, the idea is, it's as simple as you speed up, your orbit increases, you slow down, your orbit decreases around whatever you're orbiting. So if I speed up, this is going to get all elliptical and extend outwards. And eventually this ellipse will come out here somewhere, we'll fly up and hopefully connect with the moon as it's swinging past. It's the idea anyway, although I think I've really messed up my timings here. You're wondering how I know all this stuff. Like I say, it's quite a technical game, and all the details I got through other Let's Play videos and reading forums and things. And yes, I have really cocked up this orbit. Ideally I'm supposed to be... I've left the burn too late and it's gone off in this direction. It should be about here, which gives me enough time to get out there while the moon is racing around. But I've kind of cocked it up. I've really cocked it up. But what I'm going to try and do is just... You're supposed to get it so that the top of the ellipse is just beyond the moon's orbit. But if I increase it so that it's a little bit further out here, hopefully I'll speed round quicker. Catch it a lot sooner. Let's try that. Let's try that. I can hopefully adjust it as we're whizzing round. Yay! Leaving the planet! Yeah, the physics of the game are so spot on. They correctly model Newtonian physics, and it's just full of geekery like that, and I recommend it. Right, so it's apparent that I am never going to get to this point before the moon gets there. Usually if you're swinging past and you've got your orbit right, you can just kind of skirt along the outside of the orbit, and it makes it easier because you're kind of just going towards the moon. Here I'm trying to get it so that this line puts me exactly where the moon is going to be, or at least where I predict it to be. Which is easier said than done. I get the feeling I've ballsed this up. Let's just speed up time a little bit more. Yeah, no, that's not going to work. I'm going to have to speed it up some more and see if I can get to that point quicker. Which direction do I need to be facing? This direction. Little reticule there on the globy thing helps measure where you're supposed to be. Okay, there's the moon there. Quicker, quicker, quicker. Let's see how that does. Nope, I've missed it. I've so missed that. Let's see if I can speed up some more. I think I've missed the moment. I've missed the moment. So, I'm now technically in the moon's orbit. You can see this line is predicting where I would be going. Currently, the moon's gravity well is throwing me off into the far reaches of space, which is not good. Which is not good. I'm going to try speeding up and seeing if I can swing this back round. It's kind of working. Just pointing straight towards the moon currently. Well, actually no, I'm not. I'll kill the engines. I need to be going more like that. Towards this point, that's the periapsis. That's something like if you speed up towards the periapsis, you bring in your orbit. No, sorry. No, I don't know which way around it is, but I'm pretty sure I'm doing the right thing. Nope, that's not worked. Right, what I'm going to do... No, I think I need to be facing the other way and firing backwards to slow down. But worried about this fuel situation because I need to leave enough to actually get somewhere near to the moon's surface. Right, okay, I'm going to face this way. Oop, 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 slow down. If you turn the RCS on, you can see these little tiny boosters that I've placed around. Help me control it a little bit easier. Right, turn the RCS off. Locked on. Boost forwards. It's not making much of a difference. So what I want to do is slow down so that I actually start falling towards the moon. Like if I kill my speed, there's only one way to go, and that's the direction that this gravity is pulling me. It doesn't seem to be working. Oh no, it is. That's swinging back around beautifully. Excellent. At the expense of nearly all my fuel. Come on. Okay, so now I've got an orbit around the moon. Bring that in a little bit more. Kill my speed entirely. Boom! Whew, sorted. Now I should land there, which is okay. Cool. Now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to speed it up a little bit. What I wanted to do, because this takes a bit of concentration trying to get this bit right, and it's also a lengthy process, so I'll probably speed up the video a little bit, and I'm going to play you guys a song that my brother wrote. It's called Ignition, and it reminds me of space a lot. He's given me the song, I've put some samples over the top of it, and extra bits and bobs, and yeah, hopefully you guys will like it. It's very spacey, so I think it'll go quite well while I just get through this boring bit. And if you don't like the song, just fast forward in the video 3 minutes and I'll be back talking, assuming that bit doesn't bore you to death. So yeah, either listen to the song or don't. I'll put a link down the bottom somewhere to the rest of my brother's music, either on YouTube or SoundCloud, so you can listen to the other great stuff he does as a musician. And in the meantime, I'm going to sort my life out and get to the moon. So yeah, enjoy that. I'll see you in a few minutes.
Like smoking clear sky, and leave behind the broken mind and all the dark that I could hide inside. Like the sun, combust the air, cremate the sea, ignite the earth, set flame to days rise anew, illuminate my truth, let me fly like smoking clear sky, and leave behind the broken mind and all the dark that I could hide inside.